Life and Times, Colonial Era. Trading with Indians. These Indians used to trade with the colonists for items that were very rare in their territory. Take glass beads, for instance. In exchange for glass beads, the Indians would trade their valuable furs with the colonists. Glass beads were important to the Indians because the Indians didn't have as much stuff as the colonists. That's why they had to trade to get glass beads. Life on the seas. Many people would eat fish while sailing on the seas. Some of the staff would include fishermen, to catch the fish, merchants, to sell the fish, and the sailor. To steer the ship, watch over the fishermen and merchants, and sometimes to even eat the fish. All these people are responsible for making sure they get done what needs to be done with the fish. European travelers. Before any of these men could sail on the ship, they were required to write their will, because not all of them were guaranteed to come home to their families alive. Depending on where the men were going, they would be on the water for days, sometimes even months. Big families. Believe it or not, back then it was good to have large families. After all, it is more people to help with labor and to pass on the family name. Religion. The main religion back in the 1600s was the Puritans. Now, the Puritan leaders were really strict. Their religion covered most of the 13 colonies. Their laws were strict and a little cruel, not to mention the unusual punishments. Their laws consisted of no long hair, no kissing in public, no courting a girl in public, and without her parents' permission. These actions were punished by being hanged, going to the stocks, or getting humiliated. And in worse cases, getting your ear cut off. So as you can see, life back in the colonial era was very different from today. They traded with Indians, wrote their will and endured life on the seas, had bigger families, and had a very strict religion. And even though that's a lot, these are only just some of the main topics of what went on in the 13 colonies. We may not know for sure what went on there, but we can have a secure understanding of what life was like in the early Americas.